Hello Virgo, this is Victoria and I'm here with the October tarot forecast. As always, we'll be looking at your love life, your career and workspace, and we'll get you some guidance on how to best navigate the energy of the month of October. At the end, I'll post some messages from a person of interest to yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. I will begin with a quick oracle message just to see what the energy of the month has in stock for you, what to keep in mind, and then we can move to the tarot spread. And a quick reminder that these readings are for Sun, Moon, and Rising Virgo. So if you're checking for a Sun sign, please check videos for other placements as well. These days, I'm relying a lot more on my Rising sign messages than on my Sun sign, for example. What else? If you're new, welcome to the channel. Please subscribe, and you can find more information in the description box about my content and services. If you want a personal reading, I do those too, so please reach out. The easiest way to schedule it, to order it, is through my website, but you can also email me and we'll figure out the rest. So, surrender into the journey, release control, that's your message, Virgo. Very interesting, right? Because our psyche by default is designed to keep the situation under control, right? Because the main goal of our psyche is to keep us safe, to keep us alive and out of danger. And the more control you have, the more you can keep, you can stay safe, right? Or so it seems, right? Because for those of us who are on spiritual journey or do the work on mindfulness, do inner work, we know that control is kind of an illusion in this reality, right? It's very relative, it's very fleeting, and chasing control may not be the best use of your time and energy. That's what I would say without going into too much detail on it. But also it's like, and that's why it's kind of like that kind of like tense grab on realities, what we have happening automatically on this subconscious level, right? It's like that program that runs in the background, which is why it's very important to remind yourself consciously to surrender and release control, right? Especially in places where you have doubt, where that you are anxious about, where it feels like, oh my God, right? It's important to breathe out, and you can do all kinds of practices here. Breathwork, by the way, works perfectly. Time in nature, artistic expression work very well too. But whatever it is, it's still important to give it some conscious attention, not just to escape from it, but to actually tell yourself, that I'm gonna be okay either way. Whatever's gonna come out of it, I can handle it. Right now, the situation is not in my power to change it, right? It's out of my control. So I might as well stop worrying and see what happens, right? And the more at ease you are, I don't want to say the easier the reality will be, because it's not necessarily the case, but the more at ease you will be with that decision that comes in. It's like they say, when you tense up, like you tend to feel more pain, like if you get suddenly injured in that moment, or like the doctors, they ask you to relax before manipulating your body in some way, right? Because the more you tense up, the tougher it is going to be, because there's that resistance. And the same way it works energetically, right? The more you're worried about it, the more it's going to intensify that worry. So surrendering and releasing control, even in that situation that we saw in the card, because there's a guy here in a boat. Maybe not a guy, but a person, right? And it seems like who else is going to direct the boat into a safe harbor if not me, right? But even in this situation, sometimes it's important to step back and relax into it and watch what happens. All right, let's see what we have with tarot today for Virgo. This is the last reading that I'm doing for October, by the way, the last zodiac reading. So that means that all the other sign readings are already here. And even if you're a cross-checker and you want to see what happens with your person, that should be available as well. So you have, for your personal space and love life, you have Ace of Wands. I haven't talked about cross-watching energy for such a long time that now it feels like a foreign word. It's interesting, right? How that happens. Queen of Pentacles. This could be you. This could be another earth sign that you're dealing with. And Queen of Cups. This could be a water sign. But we'll get more. I love the queens here. We'll get more into it once I lay out the rest of the spread. For your workspace, you have the Hermit. This is your energy, actually, Virgo. You have Eight of Swords. And you have Four of Wands. Beautiful. And then as advice, you have the Temperance. This is Sagittarius energy. You have the Chariot. This is Cancer. And you have Four of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. So essentially we've got a couple here, King and Queen of Pentacles. So there's definitely, this is a, like, strictly speaking, this is a married couple, right? So by definition, but the King was not in the main spread. The King was in the underneath energy. So there is potential for that partner to come into your life, or if you're already seeing someone, if you're in a relationship, then go that extra mile, go to the next level of commitment, right? Whatever it is for your situation. But it's not necessarily in the cards. It's kind of like, depends. I mean, tarot is generally the potential of the energy, right? It cannot guarantee you that things are going to turn out a certain way. But this is even more subtle of like, the universe heard you. The message of who do you want to be with? What is that image of your life partner? What do you value? Da 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 da. But now it's like, when are you gonna be ready? It depends on you, right? Of the kind of decisions that you make, maybe introduce certain changes in your life so that you are actually ready for that partner to either come in or to commit to you on a different level, right? If that person is already in your life. So this is more of a disclaimer that that is available, especially if that's something that you're looking forward to. But there's still some steps for you to take to make this come to life. And so with that, we're going to go into the personal space where you have two beautiful queens. This is very feminine energy throughout, because this is water and earth and they're feminine elements, plus of course the queens. And you have the Ace of Wands. So it's very interesting how you're being asked to connect to your feminine side, whether you are feminine or masculine yourself, because we all have both energies, right? And if you're feminine watching, you identify as feminine energy, then this is for you to embrace that femininity in a very soft way, right? That release, control, and surrender, that's like quintessential feminine energy, where you're more receptive, right? Where you're looking out for like, what is this situation has to offer to me, right? What does the universe have in stock to me? Be curious, right? Be in that wondrous anticipation of like, what is coming my way, right? This, like, what kind of blessings are coming my way? That's what I'm hearing for you, right? Because it's not just, okay, what's coming my way now? It's like the blessings are coming in. I know that. What are they? Let's find out. That kind of energy. Be excited about it. So there is this excitement with this fiery Ace of Wands of like, ooh, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen, right? Or who's gonna knock on my door, or how's that date gonna go, right? But don't push anything, don't rush anything, right? It's more of enjoying the flow. If you're masculine watching, then this is a chance for you to dive deeper into that kind and nurturing side of yourself, right? And maybe look at your relationships with feminines in general, whether it's a mother, a sister, a grandma, previous relationships with feminines. See how healthy they are, how rewarding they have been, how you see them, you know, and there's something there to work on. This is a collective reading, so I can't go into too much detail, and that could be a completely separate video. Maybe I'll actually make a video out of it, but yeah, I actually have an episode of my podcast from last year that talks about feminine, masculine counterparts and connecting to those energies, so you can Essentially, you have the Temperance card here in your advice space. It's about alchemizing those, that they live in harmony, that you don't have artificial prejudices against one or the other, that you're not blaming one or the other, right? That there is that harmonious relationship, right? Of like, yes, this is like that yin and yang, and each of them is equally beautiful, equally important for our existence. For the workspace, you have the Hermit, the Eight of Swords, and the Four of Wands. Yeah, so this month is asking you to show up in like your energy, like who you really are, right? Not who you think people want you to be, but who you actually are. You know, quirks and everything, and we all have those, right? There are no perfect people, and it's not about pleasing those around you to earn the points, you know. And professionally, it happens, I feel like, maybe even more so, right? Because it's like that incentive is very tangible of like, I want to get that promotion, I want to get that corner office, I want to be the lead on that lucrative project or whatever, I want to get my Christmas bonus. And we are getting closer and closer to Christmas time, so it's a real thing, right? But it's gonna get you in even further into the spiral of, am I worthy? Am I gonna get it? What do they actually think about me? Like, is it gonna put me, whatever I'm doing now, in a good light, in a bad light, right? Like, it's gonna create more of that overwhelm for you. So it's important to hold your own space, you know, to hold your boundaries and show up in the most balanced and high vibe energy that you can be in, right? Hopefully, because you love what you do, right? Or maybe while you're doing this kind of inner reflection and research, you'll figure out that it's actually gonna be hard to do because you don't really like what you're doing. And I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow, and I know that will trigger some people considering where we are with the job market and economy in America and worldwide. But this is at least to understand that, well, first of all, there are always more options that we don't necessarily see, even within our current organization, our job, our role. And you can talk to people about that also. But more than anything, it's about your attitude, right? And see how you can connect your values, your goals in life, your perspective with what is it that you're doing. And pour more of that, of your energy, to what makes sense to you, to what matches that, to what makes you happy, to what excites you, right? And you'll see how much of a difference it's going to be. Also take care of yourself. And that's another side of the Hermit energy, right? The self-care routine, healthy lifestyle, all of those things. And look what you have to look forward to. There's also Four of Wands here, which in the business space is that long-term committed partnership where, you know, this is something that lasts for like years to come, right? Whether it's going to be a business partner or a client of your dreams or a team of your dreams, right? There's something beautiful coming in here if you have that courage and that willpower to stand your ground. And I don't mean in a stubborn, egotistical way. I mean more in a kind of like, this is who I am, this is what I stand for kind of vibe. And this is the value that I bring to the table, right? Like having that acknowledgement for yourself more than anything else. Show that appreciation to yourself, even if nobody else is expressing it to you. And then we have the advice with two major arcanas here, by the way, the Temperance and the Chariot. And this is 7 and 14. So it's like half, like 7 and then another 7, essentially. And 4 of Pentacles. Very interesting because this card's about, it's like there was the 7, you've chosen the direction to go to. And with 14, it's like now that you know what is it that you want to create in life, you see how you can work on yourself towards it so that you're not closed off, so that you're not essentially telling universe I want this and immediately telling the universe I'm not good enough for this, right? So there is more cohesive energy where it matches, where the universe is like, okay, that makes sense to me, yes, I can see how that could happen. Do you even see how that could happen, right? It's not about dreams that, you know, just like one day I'm gonna wake up a princess in a castle, right? It's like Maybe that could be a dream, right? But there are probably some steps before that need to happen. So this is about bigger vision. But it's also like once you've built that vision, what are going to be the steps that you're ready to take to get to the better version of yourself and to align with the energy that you want to create in your life. And it's not to beat yourself up. It's not to hold yourself back from life. It's the other way around. It's to express, it's to open up, but not in a pushy way, but the kind of like allowing for things to come in, right? Let's get some messages for Virgo from their person of interest. Okay, we got the Hangman in reverse. It jumped, so I'm gonna take it that way. Normally I don't do reversals, but we'll do this. Clarified by King of Wands and Nine of Pentacles. Very interesting. Yeah, so your person has a certain vision of what the relationship is supposed to be like for them, right? How they see themselves down the line. Maybe up to the point where they know when they want to get married, when they want to have kids, or like any variation of this, whatever makes sense for your context, right? Maybe, you know, you and your person are elderly people and those are not the goals on your plate, but something else like, I don't know, travel the world with my life partner, something, whatever it is. They are in a space where they're struggling to see how that will work out from where they are right now, either just them or the both of you. It's like just like from the status quo, like I don't really see how that would happen. So they stay, that meaning that they can still be happy as an individual, doing what they love, what they're passionate about, but also feel like they could be that worthy partner, you know, exciting partner, giving partner to you, right? So they're trying, and the universe is actually pushing them to see things from a different angle, to get another perspective. But sometimes it's easier said than done, especially if they have struggles. I'm hearing there's some kind of struggles in their life that are blocking them from the bigger picture, whether it's finances or health, or maybe you're doing a long distance thing or whatever it is, right? And that to them is like, oh, I don't know, this sounds like a lot of work, right? I don't know if I can handle all this pressure, or, you know, how much time I'm gonna need to get my business in order, and whether this person with a Virgo is gonna wait for me that long. But they're definitely contemplating it. That's as much as I can tell you. Contemplating a long-term future. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. I hope this was good for you guys. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And until next time,